How about now? I went through all those steps, you guys. I went through all those steps. Looks like I'm unmuted now. Assuming you can hear me. You didn't miss a whole lot of anything. Oh, yay. Okay, good. So I'll start over. I'm Jill with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here today. Without the internet yesterday, I managed to get a few things done. I felt like one of those 20-something kids that can't live without the internet, but I didn't realize, I guess I never paid attention. The TV goes out, everything. The phone went out, the um cell phone access I could still use, but it was slower than molasses in the springtime. So, or in the winter, I guess it's running now, isn't it, in the spring? But anyway, I whipped up a card to show you guys, and I don't know if you saw the Reese's bracket today. We had a Reese's Outrageous win the pairing today. And yesterday I was able to go over all those brackets and see what I need to get back to the store and buy so that I can continue with them. Um, the like the candy bar that won today that reached, I don't have another one, so I gotta go get one. The fast break, I don't have another one, I gotta go get one. But keep an eye out. I will have other videos coming. I have a few more already recorded, waiting to go. I don't know how many to do in a day. So anyway, the road to the Reese's Cup for my Munch Madness promotion is well underway, and I'm having a good time with it. So I will be bringing you more of those. Oh, Reedy's on. Hey, Reedy, Christy, Dawn, thank you guys for letting me know you couldn't hear me. I will try and zip that out when we're done. I thought I'm going to turn my camera down. I thought I'd show you guys some of the stuff maybe a little closer. You might have already seen a bunch of the stuff from my onstage event. Oh, it was so much fun. Um, Hold on, let me think really quick here while I do this. Move the spotlight. And now we should be seeing my desktop, I do believe. Hey, Debbie. Let me look. Yes. Okay. So you're seeing my desktop. So I thought some people, as you know, are already getting all of their products in the mail, but I thought I would show you guys the stuff that I got. This was one of our make and takes for the second day that we had. So this is a new kit that's going to be coming out. I don't know when, but it's cards. Let me show you. It's cards, and they're really cute cards. Bright. That's and then they got matching envelopes. There's one with the rainbow on it, and there should be one more card that's, well, I'm not going to dig for it. As true to form, you guys, I'm starting to get sick now that I'm back from vacation. Must be the airplane. I gotta blame it on the airplane. So the little thingy here is these little honeycomb dealios. And I don't know what we used to call them, but back in the day, they used to, like, you'd have wedding bells and um stuff like that made out of them. And then they always turned back, and then they had that little metal thing that held them into like the full circle. Well, these go on. This turns into a balloon. I should have put it this way. This is a balloon. And then the strawberry, this one is weird. So there's a strawberry for this card, and it goes on the outside. So when I make this kit, that one is going to be turned around, and it's going to go on the inside. Let me show you the card. So it's designed to go right here on this card, but I'm going to have it go here in the crack on the inside, like these are designed. So this one is the balloons on the outside of the card, and then this one, you open it up and attach it to the inside. So when they open the card, it pops open like this. So I'm going to do that with the strawberry. So you'll put it down like that and glue it on. But it was a really cute kit. We goofed around at lunch. We did not put our kits together the second day. I did a couple Reese brackets instead, and they had an area called the product playground, and we got to go and see all of the new in colors and create we got to create this sheet, and I'm hoping that this is going to give you a little better look of the colors. I did see somebody made a post on our leaders page about all of these colors and what they kind of coordinate with. Let me get that back over in there. So this is peach pie, but it's kind of a little bit of a pale papaya, kind of in that family type of a color. Petunia pop. Oh, I didn't bring my color wheel. I'll get that. My petunia pop. It's kind of a pinkish raspberry sorbet-ish, kind of lighter pinkish color. And then pretty in pink, we've had that color before. And so that's coming back. This Shy Shamrock, again, it goes with like a Just Jade along in that idea. It's very close to some colors that we used to have. And then this is Summer Splash. It's kind of a toss between a Coastal Cabana and Pool Party in that range. But let me hold on one second. I can't open my catalog and show you, but somebody was saying that they think like this Pretty in Pink came back, and maybe these other colors fit in because we had empty slots in the color wheel. And so they balanced out the color wheel. And I'm not, I did hear in the end that they were giving these away so that they didn't have to throw them away. I wish I'd have known. I would have went and grabbed a handful. But they were just saying we were only supposed to have one, but then somebody said that they were giving them away so they didn't have to bring them back. But anyway, it's pretty cool though, and you will see in the catalog that you'll have a color wheel. It's just not going to kind of move like this, but it will explain this. If you want a monochromatic look on how to find the colors that you want to use. And then when you pick, like today I used Blackberry Bliss. So I put my little color wheel over on Blackberry, and then I went to look at the colors that complemented it, and I went that route. And then this triadic bracket of them down here, they kind of said those are like colors that you wouldn't expect to put together, but the colors in these sections go together. But it's a pretty cool tool. Maybe. Hey, Christy. I said Christy, I meant Kathy and Patty. We may hopefully find that we get something like this in real life that we can hold on to, because the one in the catalog truly does not spin like that. But these are the new colors. I did bring over, because we got a pack of the color, I did bring over like a full pack that it might give you a better look at the color. If I took out like one sheet of the papers, that's the Petunia Pop. That's the Shy Shamrock. So it's kind of light faded-ish. This is the Summer Splash. And you could see there's a difference obviously, but they kind of still seem like they go together nicely. Our Pretty in Pink. Now we've kind of got a nice baby pink again. Not so brown. And then somebody said something about macaroni and cheese. Yes, so definitely along some fake cheese coloring lines, but It's peach pie, and it's supposed, like I said, supposedly kind of looks like our old papaya. So those were some exciting things that we got to see. And I will tell you guys, to sort of stock up on paper if there's a certain paper that you use a lot of, because prices are going up. And I forgot to look, well, I can tell you right here. I don't know how much it is currently. Here's our catalog cover. It's really pretty because these leaves here are glossy. A lot of people not so sure they like this catalog cover. I love it. I don't know why. I love the green, probably because it's green. I love the green look and feel to the whole thing. But let me see if I can find the paper real quick and tell you. Cardstock is going to $11.50. I'm not exactly sure what it is right now. Can't be too far away from that, really. But I'm seeing significant increase. Oh, let me tell you what else is going. Everything like that's going up. The ink refills are going to $5.50, and the Stampin' blends are going to $11. And it says punches are going up. I was just making something for my friend Lori. Punches are going up, but I don't know. Let's see. So I got this curved label punch. Let's see if I can pull that in just so you can see it. Let's go right here. Curved label punch, this one. So I'm not really showing the inside of the catalog, but that's the inside. That punch, like right there, is going up to $23. So stuff like that, just keep an eye out. If there's anything that you want to stock up on beforehand, I do recommend when we get our catalogs, I will do a Zoom and walk you through, because there's a bunch of pages at the beginning that don't really have anything for sale on them, but they tell a story. They show you different things. I'll put it that way. But the card kits, like, remember the ones we used in January? So like these card kits, the Memories and More card packs, I heard were, I didn't dig for them yet, that you only got like 25 cards now. And then like these cards and envelopes, this pack was 20 cards and envelopes for $10. And now you get 5 cards and envelopes for $8. So it's definitely gone to a consumable products are going to be consumed by our customers now, or my customers, you girls, your customers, because I know a lot of you are demos. So there might be more sales. I don't know if that's the idea, or if just prices are going up on things in the world or what. But let's see if this shows up any better in here than it did on my photos. So these are 2 sheets of die cuts, and then the like 5 sheets of paper. So it's probably that Pretty in Pink. And there's the back, some peacock. I want to go a little slower. This is another page of the die cut pages. And it coordinates with the paper. It's very pretty paper. I was just really shocked to see there was only like 4 sheets of paper in here. This may be a pack. They're heading to scrapbooking again. They're bringing in some scrapbooking stuff. So maybe things like this are sort of scrapbookers would use with the die cuts and whatnot. And I did see the sizes are not listed in the catalog for like the embossing folders. So just I gotta look at my book again. We'll look at it when we go through it together, but some of the embossing folders now are gonna fit the pretty much the whole plate. They're like 6 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. And somebody had said that that's kind of something scrapbookers would use, but my scrapbook pal Patty said, well, I don't know why you'd get that size. It's still kind of not really scrapbook page-ish, but I don't really know if they're leaning with 8.5 by 11 scrapbookers. I don't know. I don't scrapbook yet. So just be aware when you do order something, if the description's not really complete or fulfilling, don't be shocked when you get it if it's something different than what you thought it might be. So I'm going to show you again. Here's the one I showed you guys. This was an all inclusive win prize. It is just a background stamp of all these leaves, but they showed some really cool samples of cutting those out, or a few different ways to color them and use them. And so I was excited we got that because I like leafy stuff. And then, oh, you guys, I gotta tell you the story. I don't know if it's true or not, but when we were at lunch, somebody came up to our table because we were starting to notice that the supplies, our make it takes at lunch used the cards. So those cards that I just showed you a second ago, those cards now are going to come with some things that they call mix and match. And so they call them ephemera packs. And it's like these die cuts. And there's a word one and a flower one and a whimsically kind of one. And then one that's all like brackets and backgroundy swirly gigs and stuff that you'd layer on top of. And so we had that kind of stuff at the table, but we didn't use it all. Well, people just decided they were going to take the stuff home. I guess Stampin' Up didn't tell us, you know how anybody that's been to any event, they'll say, please leave all the supplies in the box, you'll use them later, or at the end of the day, then divvy them up amongst you. Well, people, I guess, were just taking them, right? So we were like one of the last tables still sitting there, and one of our girls came back, and the custodial lunch crew people were picking up all the supplies off the tables and throwing them in the garbage. And they told her that Stampin' Up told them whatever's left on the tables, throw away. So, you know me, I'm not shy. My friend Lori said, hey, look, they're throwing that stuff away. So I jumped out of my chairs like I had a snake bite my butt. And I picked this out of the garbage. And the girl that was telling me, she came by to our table. She was with us. She got 2 sets of stuff that was getting thrown away, and I got 3. So I kind of followed the cleaning lady around, and as she was throwing stuff away, I snatched it up. So everybody in our house got a stamp set that wanted one. I got a couple ink because they used Memento ink pads. So I got some ink pads. They had the green glue. I got green glue, and then the girls divvied all that stuff up, and then I walked away and left. I hope somebody took all the ephemera stuff off the table. But it was just, they were just pitching it all. And I don't know that Stampin' Up told them or really intended for them to do this, but they did. And I don't know how much stuff. I asked the girl if I could dig through the garbage, but it had too much stuff on it. Food garbage stuff on top to dig down too deep. But this will go, what does that go with? This stamp set goes with page 19. So this is in the very front of the catalog. So it goes with, let me see. This is going to be, okay, So this stamp set is designed to go with those cards that I told you about, and then all those ephemera packs. So this is for the catalog's laid out by somebody who wants, they're calling it choreograph. So somebody who wants paper pumpkin kit or one of our real kits or something like this mix and match where I don't want to think too hard. I want to buy a few things and have it all there for me to put together. This may be on the side of the casual crafter who wants to dabble but not get too deep like most of us. So oh yes, for the slim, yes, that would work too. So I'm just, oh, here's one of the ephemera. I forgot it got stuck under there. I'll show you guys. This was, so stuff like this. So it's not, and this is just one look. There's like water painted look. There's plain stamp that you can color. So I think you guys are going to like it. And I know that you're going to like the catalog once you get over the hump of it. All right, here's the stamp set that I chose and I stamped with the first night. Country Flowers was what it was called. And I picked it to be something different than the other girls. And I said I couldn't show you that little book, but I don't know why we can't show you guys that little book. I would think that we could because it's just the samples, and I might pull it out for the next time. It's just the samples that we had used to make it, but here it is up close and a little bit better personal look to it. And this is a suite. And Julie, I think I saw Julie on. Hi, Julie. This one goes with the giant birdhouse that I had mentioned on my video that they had a giant birdhouse. And this one is part of that suite. You'll find in the catalog, you'll find all the suites are together now. They're not every 5-10 pages. All the suites are together. All the bundles are going to be together. The pictures are different than they have been in the past. It's just, well, you guys probably saw it online. So anyway, I'm gonna get started now that I rambled on all that time about the stuff that I saw. So this is the card that I'm going to try and kind of make with you guys tonight. I'm using the free set we got. When did we get this? After On Stage in the fall. I believe it's still in the catalog. Please, 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 you guys, go through the retired list. You will find that, and don't be disappointed that you see that so much of the mini catalog is carrying over because a lot from the annual catalog right now is going away. So it makes room for a whole bunch more stuff. And also the things that are going to go on in the online exclusives that didn't make the catalog, but they're not retiring either. So we're just all over the place right now, but it works. We'll get it. We'll be okay with it. Or we could just complain to each other about it. So I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss at 4¼ by 11. And I've got a Daffodil Delight layer at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That can go on next. I'm going to set that over here. Then I went ahead and I did 2 with one of my 3D, the brick folders. I did 2 of them at the same time so that I could, I'm going to go ahead and blend on one of them, and we'll see if I can eyeball it any better this time. I tried then to cut out the same area that I needed, but it didn't matter. It because you can't tell if it was in the right spot or not. I was trying to keep it so that I could cut it out and then put it on here where it, where it needed to be, but that didn't work so much. So I got copper clay here. And I just got me a little baby blender. So I'm just going to blend on here because I want these to sort of be like, ooh, that's icky. Ugh. Okay, we'll just keep going. I kind of wanted them to be like a shelf idea. It's way darker than. And then when we cut them out, I'll put the plants on them, as you can see. So that was the idea. My resident creative director thought that I needed some more color in the background. He wasn't real fond of all the white, but I left it. Because I had it all glued together. I didn't want to take it apart. So let me go up here and do another one. I might be able to, now that I got a not so heavy of a hand, I might be able to color one of these other ones and cut it. Because what I wanted was the actual brick area to be darker. The raised brick part, and was a little too heavy-handed down here on this one and that one. So let's just see if I can correct it over here. Some of my brushes, as you could tell by the colored handle, are not Stampin' Up, and I do find that some of my non-Stampin' Up brushes suck up a lot of ink. But I like the small ones. Yeah, I got that. I like the small ones, and Stampin' Up does not make tiny ones. So I have to use what I can use because I like to be a little more precise with where I'm laying down the ink. And all right. Let's see if I get that one. Then we're going to go ahead and just cut them out. See what I got. Cut a couple of them out. I didn't bring the right cleaner. Did bring that. And I did hear, for those of you that did not get a glass mat yet, that they were going to offer them for demonstrators at some point in time. So I'm just going to cut this one off way down here at the bottom. I'm going to start down here. Well, let me make sure that's going to fit before I get going. It might have squished out, shrunk down too much from the, that'll work. All right, so we're going to start with and put a few shelves on. So let me get my pots started. Then I can, if I go too high, then I know I'll start from the top down. If I get too high, then I know I got to move the shelf down. So the first one, I did a pretty peacock shelf. As my color wheel said, it was a coordinating color. And so I've got this was the tiniest pot that is on there. And so then what I did was I'm just going to go to like where the pot, can you see that on there? Where the pot starts to go what looks like a straight across portion. So I'm going to put my pot down there. So it looks kind of even. Probably could even go, a little up with it, or put the bottom piece on there for one of these other shelves, but I didn't. So now we're going to come in with, I used the small green one, or the small greenery thing here. Oh, you guys, some of the blocks are leaving us too, and the carrier. I think this is one of the blocks that's going. This block, I think, was the other one. And I think this eye, which is kind of weird because you need the eye block to use that new online exclusive. I guess you don't need to. You could use a bigger one, but I'd have to check that to verify that for sure. But I do remember 3 blocks were going, and I thought it was those 2 and then that big one. I'm going to stamp this guy in Granny Apple Green. Oh, Lori's on too. Hey, Lori. Is it close to Blushing Bride? No, Christy, it is pinker, not quite as pastel-ish. Oh, I can see that's all blobby. So I'm just going to put a few of these in here. Let me find me a piece to mask with. Just don't want them going to. I'm going to have to run over and shut the door because I think Mike is on the phone. If you guys can hear Mike, let me know and I will go shut the door because I don't need him in the background when I've been having issues. I have not had issues since the big blowout day that they had and shut everybody off. Knock on glass. I've been good ever since. But I don't need to find out otherwise. All right, so now I've got the little tiny leaf. I don't think there's a bigger one. And I'm going to do that one in lemon lime. And I'm just going to go behind here. I'm just going to go right over the top. And I'm going to stick that one up there. You'll see what I'm going to put that one. I might have my my guy's a little close there. Let me get that down then. Hold on a second. We got some choice language going on up there. He talks really loud. And yes, sorry about that. So now I've got my 3 leaves on there. I'm going to go ahead and what I did, I'll cut this guy out. And did not. I'm going to go fast. So if I whack off a little bit of a bud there, oopsie. Oops, like that. My scissors feel like they're dull, but these are my good scissors. These are my sharp ones. I gotta take my scissors to the scissor sharpener guy. Still haven't done that. Once I went to the quilting store here in town, I think I told you guys, it was like last summer or something. They wanted like $7 a pair to sharpen them, and I didn't think that was bad. It was still cheaper than Still cheaper than buying a new one. So then I went ahead and cut out ahead of time some little more of these little green leaves. And what I'm going to do that I did not do on this one, I cut this one all up. I'm just going to make another pot and see if that accomplishes what I'm trying to do here. Let's see. So we'll cut this pot out. Reed's supposed to be watching the video, not talking to her father during this time. All right, so then I've got this other pot that I'm going to stick over the top, and then I'm just going to stick these leaves in here too. And what I did, like I said, on this other one, I cut down in between, and I still could try that to give them a little bit of a boost. But I'm not gonna. I will pop them up in the back on there so that oh, I gotta stop using these scissors. That's loud. I'll pop them up on the top here. So that gives us a little illusion of height. That. And you guys, if anybody gets a chance to go to Houston, and probably all of Texas, because Patty said when she was in Dallas, they had some really good food too. The food was phenomenal. Everywhere we went had some really good food. Yeah, that's not looking so hot, but that's what we got going here. I'm going to glue that on to the pot now. For sake of time, you may choose to cut yours out, like I did on the first one. To help give some extra depth. Let's move our pot around. We can come back and cut it off when it doesn't match up quite right. Where's my other scissors? We don't need those beads banging around. Come in here and cut that off. And yes, it's going to bug me. I will come in here and kind of cut that up a little bit and see if it helps separate that out at all and give it a little extra dimension. Not so much. Got to go back then and fiddle with all the little corners and stuff that are sharp, but we're going with it. So we've got that guy. And then I made two, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I made two more of these guys. So I'm going to put it in my lemon lime twist. Then I have a blender brush. And I used my Granny Apple Green, and I just pounced on it. And then I pounced on the stamp. And then it made a little bit of extra, like just a variegated look to the weed, the flower, succulent, whatever. This one here, I tried the old rock and roll technique. So I pounced it and then I rolled it, but being such an odd shape, you get a weird, it doesn't fill it in very well. You get a weird outline and touch on it. So I went with this where I stamped it and then I pounced on it with some darker ink just to give it a little bit of a different look. And then I cut those out. And then we're going to glue them onto pot. I did use the big one on this. This guy I used the little one. This one I used the big one. We'll see if it's too big. If it's too big, then we'll just cut it off. My glue is. Oh, I wonder. I'm gonna have to watch this glue. You know what? When I went to my little crop the other day in Plainwell, I left it in the car all night. And when lo and behold, when we got up, there was snow on the ground. And this is very runny like water. I wonder if it got too cold and changed the consistency. This is the glue that says they won't ship it in under 40-degree weather. Oops. I'll have to look at it. So here we got our first pot then. So that one's got to go up to the top of the card. And then we want it to sit right there. So this guy must be taller than my other one. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the pop the pot up. No, it's not the pot. I will pop the pot on there, but I'm going to pop the shelf up first. Hey, Debbie, how's your vacation going? And Debbie that's on here, girls, was my roomie in Houston. And she stayed behind to hang out with her brother and his wife for a few days. Oh, you're showing Dad the picture. Yes, he was very loud. All right, so I'm just going to eyeball this. We're going to stick this shelf about right there. Because it can go over the top a little bit. Because we got a little bit of space on the top of the card. So now I'm just going to stick this bit of dimensional on there. Oh, you're going home Saturday. Wow. Well, don't rush home because if it's anything like here, you'll have some snow. All right, so we got that on there. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto, no, I'm not going to glue it on yet in case I need to trim the pot. So the second pot, the yellow one, I already made ahead of time. And I did all that same cutting and whatnot with it. So I made two pots. So again, I used some Daffodil Delight this time, the pot. And let me wash it before I put Pretty Peacock in the daffodil. And on this guy, I've got garden green with this tall leaf. And I went ahead and put 3 tall leaves in. Like this. And then I backfilled it with this other guy here. I don't know. And I was doing it backwards before. I was going with the pointy part down, and you probably could mix and match actually, but I realized I probably needed the fat part at the bottom and the pointy part to go up. And I used my lemon lime. And then I just kind of went above this guy. And I tried to put them at different heights. And because I made the pot separate, I was able to go down on this a little bit, on into the pot a little bit. That one's not. So we've got some greenery like that. And then I took the Granny Apple Green. Did I use those little stinkers? Oh no, because I used the Granny Apple Green and I made 3 more little leaves like these. And yes, I already cut them out and glued them in there. That's why I don't have them. And then this guy, I went ahead and see I cut down in there. That one I got a little close, not close enough. But just to help with some depth and stuff. But I'm going to set that guy aside and I'm going to come over and do this next one first. So I did where is it? I did a Blackberry Bliss pot. I saw a video the other day about some lady was showing everybody if your ink pad has gotten those crystals on it, or if it's not taken the ink, that you can put on gloves, she said, and run this under in the water. Run it, run it, run it, run it, and it'll end up being like white-ish when all the ink is out. Then you need to dry it off with a paper towel, and then you can re-ink it and fill it back up. And I've never done that. Has anybody ever done that? I usually just throw it away and buy another ink pad, but has anybody tried that to ink it up like that? So we're going to put down our Blackberry Bliss pot. That would be awful to try and rinse that color out, but I guess if it works and saves the money on buying another ink pad. Then I've got, there is a 3-leaf plant in there that I use the garden green. I think I just inked this up and it's not, I'll go all around. All right, then I'm just going to touch it at the top of the pot. And then I'm going to get my Granny Apple Green again with a different leaf. This set, oh, and I didn't tell you guys, this set is reversible, right? So I think we used it one other time. So if we stamped this side, we'd have the little outlines of the flower or the flowers on the pot. I'll show you when we're done. I'll stamp a couple things and show you. It's just a, well, let me show you on this pot right here. If you flip where the ridges are, right? We get the white. So then you flip it over. And I'm going to use lemon lime just so you can see the difference. See, it's a solid. So you would get the solid image, then you would get the next image where the little lines would stay, in this case, white, but they didn't stay white, but they'd have been green because I used green on it. So it's just, I'm not a big fan of flipping them over because it made it too, can I say too solid? Does that sound reasonable? If we would use the solid image over our leaves, it would have to be a way lighter color so that it just filled in what's inside there. So if you have the stamp set, give it a try. I won't be flipping mine over. Maybe the pots. The pots might be kind of cute. Oh, we use this one. The one time we used this pot. But this shows you the back side. And so like these, the back side doesn't go the same direction. So unless you're going to use those for filler or something, you're not going to even be able to match that up. But I think that might be the only one. No, that's the same one. But yeah, and then these I believe are hangers to make it look like you're hanging the pot, but I could be wrong. And then that would be like the ring to hang it up with, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm just going to take that same little kind of masking paper that I had. I don't know what I did with it. Here it is. And I'm just going to kind of stick it. It's nothing precise for this. I just want to make sure that I'm covering up the majority of the green leaf as I'm putting this one. And then I'm trying to keep my pressure like tilted so that this part's not touching down as much, but you could see that didn't really work. And we'll fill in that little space down there. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Granny apple green, that's kind of dark today. And then I'm going to come over on this side. Do it again. That one went a little bit better. I didn't get quite as much into the dark green, and that was my goal. And then this guy, we're going to cut him out real quick. So cut that out of there. Ugh. I did not do any fancy cutting down into the separate these leaves or anything. I just cut them straight. I've only got one pot for this guy. You could do two if you wanted to put some more greenery in there. Cut like that. So now we need to cut a piece off of our, let's come down here. Let's see, is he gonna fit? How much space do we need for him to fit on? Pretty much that whole thing. Let's go. I know, such a big decision, Jill. Get to it. All right, we'll figure this guy out. I'll cut him off. And we'll see what we could do with it. I don't know if we could do anything because it's going the wrong way. We could go this way. Let me cut that guy off. And we'll make that work with just one. Went to my friend Patty's today. She's moving to a different house and she's starting to move her craft space. So we moved a little bit of her treasures over, and you know, the joys of trying to lay out a new space, all of your stuff. Just, yeah. I'm glad I'm not her. Can I say that? I'm just glad I'm not her. And Christy and Kathy, they've recently been through it too. Moving all that stuff into a new space. I told her she needed a little bit of design help from Kathy because Kathy's very precise right down to the inch of what's going to fit and where. We could all use her services. I can tell you that, guys. So if you're ever looking to move, maybe we can hire her. Just let me know. Move or reorganize your room. She definitely is a pro. All right, now I got this tape. Where's the sticky piece there? All right. We're going to stick this down here by the bottom. We'll pop this guy up. Let's see what happens. I'm going to do something crazy on this one. I'm going to glue the base down. See how that works. I'm going to glue the base down and pop the leaves up. Probably wasn't a good idea, was it? Doesn't look like that was a good idea. So let's just take a whole another piece of stickum. Because the shelf was lifted up, I think I needed the pot lifted up, but I want it right snug up against there. All right. And we've got our last pot over here that I wanted to make sure I got enough space so I know where to put our shelf. Let's cut this dark one off that I wasn't real fond of. See what we got with it. I think we need to cut the bottom row off just because I got those others a little bit higher. See if we put him about right there. Oh, we gotta come down a little bit. All right, we're gonna go right there. I'm gonna just put some dimensional underneath. Yes, that looks a little confusing to the eye because I did flip it over when I was started creating it. So let's go there with that. here with this. Probably need one more little piece on the tip. Oh, stick that there. And then we'll just set him on top of that. Put it out to the edge. Put it on the top. I guess that looks all right. I really like that. Okay, so then, almost done, guys. Got another piece of scrap here, and I'm using the translucent florals, and I'm grabbing the happy birthday from it. And I did that in the copper clay. And I'm going to do it twice. Just so I can make sure to get a whole. Nothing precise about this. Cutting it off. Well, we probably could be a little more straight on that one. I always do one at too high, too angled. And let's get our dimensional for the back of that. Now, when Lori was helping me with my cards the other night, we were putting dimensionals on. I should get the pieces out to show you. Somebody said, no, you need some in the middle so it doesn't get squished in the mail. She must have, what we end up with, 12? There must be 12 dimensionals on the back of the piece that I still have to put on. But the girls that were at our table with us said, you don't want it to get smashed in the mail. I'm like, I also don't want it to stick way up there. I'm just putting one on this one. So I just put the happy birthday on the front like that. And then now let's see if we can stick it together. Oh, did my glue bottle dry up? Let's see. Nope, not yet. So again, this guy we're gluing on the debossed side. So make sure, I should probably go this way. Make sure we get the glue on the lines that are sticking up. Oh gosh, it's milky. So that we make sure to have a good amount of paper to stick down. Ugh. How's that look? Still could go up more, but I'm not gonna because I'm all glue everywhere. All right. And then you guys know my fun new trick that I started with my handy dandy brayer. Just gonna roll on it to help that glue get a good squish, good even coverage, squish down. I'll go this way now. And then all of our areas should have glue on them. And like I said, it should squish it out. If it didn't, we'll go back after and then we can lift up the parts we need to and stick some glue in there. And we're going to glue it onto the front of our card. That looks pretty close. Scooch it over. And I'll do the same thing. I'm going to open it. And give it a little roll. Just to get the glue stuck down there. And then I do have a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of white to put on the inside. And I think I will just, when I'm done here, I'll go back and probably just put, I like to do it right now. I'm just going to put a couple little leaves down in the corner. Nothing too much. I'm not going to go full on with a pot or anything. Oops. And see, stamp before you glue. And because this guy's still stuck on there, let's get out the little bit of lemon lime. Oops. I didn't have enough ink on there. Still don't have enough ink on there. Well, we're going to keep moving. We're going to do one more over here. And call it good. And you know what? That's going to bug me. Let's do, I'm going to do one down here. Just to fill in that dead space. And we're going to glue it on. That. And we are done. Done with our card. So we got that one that we just made. One that I made earlier. And we've got me. So that is it, everybody. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening and through all my Houston jibber jabber, the catalog. We will get back together and go over that, I promise. And if you are a demonstrator now and have seen the PDF and have any questions, go ahead and shoot them over to me if you'd like. I'll see what I could do to get you an answer. And stay tuned on the road to the Reese's Cup. We have more coming. We've got, we're almost down to the quarterfinals with everybody. So we've got the ice cream novelties coming up. I just got to find the right person and the right time to do those because they will melt. Well, not right now. It's so darn cold out. They wouldn't melt if I took them somewhere. So I'll be back, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.